How are you today? I hope you are doing wonderfully well. Welcome back to our platform, Happy Home is a Must, where we discuss various ways by which we can have happiness in our marriages and also how we can avoid being victims of broken marriage. The last topic we treated was the reasons why broken marriage is rampant these days. So, for those of you who have not listened to that message, kindly go to our platforms to listen to those messages. And I believe it's going to be helpful to every one of you, whether you are single or you are married. So kindly go to any of our platforms to listen to those wonderful messages. And also for today, what we're going to talk about is four major reasons why some youths would never get married. Four major reasons why some youths would never get married in life. And the first point I want to look at is setting standard for partner. Setting standard for partner. This is how many youths out there, how many youths out there drive themselves out of God's plan for their lives. Setting standard for partner is not a good idea as a child of God. Many youths have driven themselves out of the plan of God completely, all in the name of setting a standard for the kind of partner they want to marry. To start with, let me start with the ladies. We have some ladies out there who have already made up their mind that whenever they want to get married, they can only marry a guy that is working in a multinational company, a guy that has a well-furnished apartment, a guy that has at least a car with full AC, a car that is tall, not short, a guy that is short, not tall, a guy that is light in complexion, not dark, a guy that is dark in complexion, not light. All these things will eventually lead to problems at the end of the day. This is the reason why many marriages don't last beyond 3 to 6 months. Why? Simply because their marriage is based on material things. Their marriage is based on material things. Why not pray to God to give you a man that is God fearing? Why can't you pray to God to give you a God fearing man who will love you genuinely, who will love you and accept you the way you are? Any man that will marry will definitely have a job or a business, no matter how small it might be. Such a man will definitely have an apartment, no matter how small it might be. Let me tell you something. Maybe you don't know that there are some people that no matter how serious they might be, no matter how hardworking they might be, no matter how brilliant they might be in life, they will never make it in life until they get married. There are some people like that. Do you know maybe you have been destined to marry such a person? It is after some of them get married that things will now begin to change for better for both the husband and the wife. Maybe it is after you get married to such a person that things will now begin to change positively, that you now begin to make progress in your businesses, in your finance, in everything you lay your hands upon. So setting standard is never a good thing. So you don't know. Maybe it is after you're married that everything you have already set as standard for yourself now will now begin to come to manifestation. That is when you now begin to have those things. Even you have beyond those things you set for yourself now. And you now begin to live a comfort life. And you have happiness. You have happy home. You have happy home with your husband. You have happiness in your marriage. And this is the reason why many of our ladies fall into wrong hands. Let me tell you one thing about man that you may not know. I'm a man. I know what I've done in the past. I'm not going into my own aspect now. But let me tell you generally what you may not understand about man. If a man wants to get a lady at all cost, man can go to any length. Man can go to the extent of borrowing a car. Man can go to the extent of borrowing an apartment, borrow money just to flash you, just to get your attention. Even some can go to the extent of getting married to you. It is after he might have gotten married to you that he will now reveal his true identity. He will now sit you down and begin to tell you stories. Baby, I'm not the owner of the car. I'm not the owner of this apartment. I live in one-room apartment. I'm not the owner of this car. Even all the money I've been spending for you, I borrowed the money. What will you do after that moment? What will you do? That is one of the reasons why we have a lot of issues in our marriages these days. And that is the reason why a lot of youths are not getting married. Because they believe if they could not get a guy or a lady that can meet this standard, they will not marry. And you see a lot of them at the age of 35, 40, still not getting married. What am I trying to say? Setting a standard for yourself is never a good thing. Pray to God to give you a God-fearing man that will love you genuinely, so that you not end up being used and dumped. Because the man knew quite well that you are not having any feelings for him, you do not love him, you are only after his money. So he just use you and dump you at the end of the day. It is after some people get married that doors of opportunities will begin to open for them. So why can't you wait until the Lord God, pray to God to give you God-fearing man, so that you will enjoy your marriage at the end of the day. And also, talk of guys. A lady, some of them set standard for themselves that a lady that they're going to marry must be working in a particular sector, must have a particular height, must be tall, not short, not tall, light in complexion, dark in complexion. All these things cannot help you. Marriage goes beyond all these things. That's why we keep on having serious issues, serious problems in our marriages today. All these things you are doing, they will end up piling up problems, troubles for you ahead of your marriage. All these things can never help you. All these things can never be solution. All you need is to pray to God to give you a God-fearing lady who will accept you the way you are, who will have genuine love for you. This is the reason why a lot of men drive themselves out of God's plan for their lives. God has a wonderful and glorious plan for every one of us. But by the time you begin to set the standard for yourself, you set standard for the person you want to marry, at the end of the day, you miss out of the God's plan. When you ignorantly drive yourself out of God's plan, what is next? The next thing, when you ignorantly drive yourself out of God's plan, the next thing that follows is failure, trouble, regret. I pray that will never be your portion in Jesus Christ's name. Since the marriage is based on material possessions and not on God, not on genuine love. My people, I'm advising you, try as much as possible to stop all these things if truly you want to have happy home. If truly you want to have happiness in your marriage, pray to God to give you God-fearing man, God-fearing lady. Once the person happens to be God-fearing person, believe me, God will perfect your ways and you will have happiness in your marriage. For those of you who have not listened to our previous message, go to any of our platforms to listen to those messages, and please don't forget to share this message so that other people out there can be blessed through you. You can join us on our platforms such as Facebook, TikTok, Telegram, YouTube, and the likes. Thank you very much, and God bless you. Akinfenwa Kende Akinyola is my name. I love you.